started here, and we'll get started lying on the mat today, doing some 100s, as Joseph Pilates kind of intended us to start classes, as I mentioned before. So there's a few different ways you can do this. Tonight, if you want, you can just rest your feet on your chair and be pumping your arms. That's kind of level 1. Level 2 would be then lifting your legs into tabletop and pumping your arms. And level 3 is reaching your legs out and pumping. So we'll get started in your position here, whatever you're choosing. Take a big inhale through your nose and then nod your chin to your chest and curl up so that your bottom shoulder blades are still on the mat and those bottom ribs are on the mat, but your upper shoulders are off. We're reaching long with our fingers, and then we're going to pump our arms from our shoulders. So we're going to get started, and when you're ready, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 30, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 40, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 60, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 70, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 80, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 90, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. That's hard for me to count and do all at once, but we made it. Hopefully you're warmed up here now. So for our next move, you can just keep your legs resting on the chair if you want, or hovering. We're going to bring our hands behind our head, finding that neutral spine with that little grape-sized space beneath our low back. Take an inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, nod your chin to your chest and curling up, and inhaling back down. Draw that belly in as you curl up, and then inhale back down. So you can stay with this if this is a good challenge for you today. But if you want to add on, as you curl up, reach either one leg or both legs out, and then roll back down. Make sure you're blowing out through those pursed lips, and so you can hear your breath each time. Try to get those shoulders off the mat. And rest the weight of your head in your hands, so it's not in your neck. We'll do 2 more. Last one here. And you can lower back down, relax, take a second before we add on. Again, take a big inhale here, nod your chin to your chest. We're going to curl up. And now as we come up, we're going to open our legs and then open them about the width of your chair. Back together and then back down. So let's smooth it out now as we come up, make it one nice motion. Think of drawing that belly in, down to your back. And reach your legs long. Make sure you can always see your elbows and your peripheral vision so you're not opening them up too wide. For 3 more here. And last 2. And then our last one. And then take a second. You can rest your legs and your head. So again, same as before, you can just rest your legs on your chair, or you can have them hovering in tabletop. If you don't have a chair for all these, you can also have your feet on the floor, of course. We're gonna take our right hand behind our head, our left arm's gonna reach long. Take that big inhale. As you exhale, nod your chin to your chest and curl up. And we're gonna reach with our left hand, trying to like reach our chair, and then back without lowering our head. So we're kind of pulsing here. Try to keep those shoulders lifted off and reach, cinching your waist each time for that left side. Keep breathing for 3 more, and 2, and 1. And then you can lower down to make the transition of your left hand behind your head. Right arm's gonna reach long towards that chair. And then we're gonna come up again, exhaling each time you come up. Think about engaging your pelvic floor, as well as that low belly. Three more on this side, and 2, and then last one, and lower everything down. You can sway your knees side to side here. So now we're going to do a little bit of side lying work. So I have my chair facing me, as you can see, and the legs are facing me. And you want to have enough room so that when you reach your leg, okay, I'll just show what you're doing so that you know how far to kind of scoot. What we're going to be doing is, I'm going to lie down a little bit more. We're going to be reaching our leg in front of our chair leg, between our chair legs, and then behind our chair legs. So make sure you have enough room that you can move your feet or your foot between it. So as always with side lying, we want to set up our body first so that we're in a good form. So scoot your hips far away from your shoulders so that you feel like you kind of have a little gap beneath your waist between your low belly and the mat. Your hips are on top of each other and they're reaching away from your shoulders, and your shoulders are stacked and your belly button is facing straight forwards. Now we're going to bring that top leg up to about hip or shoulder height, and then we're going to reach it long in front of that chair leg, bending it back to that starting position, reach it between our chair legs, back to our starting position, and then reach it behind our chair legs. And then we're going to go into the middle again, and then forward. So each time you're bringing that knee kind of back to that starting position, and we're really reaching with our toes. And we're trying to keep our foot and knee and hip all at the same height. Let's do one more of these sets. And when you're finished, you can just lower your leg down. I'll give everybody a second to kind of catch up. So the next thing we're going to do is you want to make sure, you might need to scoot a little bit closer now, so that your top foot can be on the top of your chair here, and then it's going to hover just off slightly. We're going to internally rotate our thigh. So my toes are pointing down and my heels point up towards the ceiling, but it's not just my ankle doing the work, it's my entire leg is turning, kind of pointing down. So my knees kind of pointing down as well. And we're going to arc down, kind of making a half rainbow here, tap your toes down, and then arcing back up over that chair. So try to keep this internal rotation. and engage that core so that your torso stays still. Lift through your belly. We're going to do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And then our last one. And then you can lower your foot down. You can tap it out if you need to. So now we're going to do a little bit of inner thigh work. Kind of find the position that's comfortable for you with your body. So your bottom leg is going to be extended out. If it's comfortable for you to have this top foot on the ground, you can do that. You can hold gently kind of along your shin. You don't want to be like holding at a joint, like at your ankle or anything. Alternately, if you want to just hold this top leg, kind of rest it on your chair, you can do that as well. Because what we're going to be doing is lifting our bottom leg up and lowering it down with control. So we're using that inner thigh to lift and lower. As I said, find whatever is more comfortable for you. With your foot on the chair, it's a little bit easier. And really think of using that inner thigh to lift, but also to resist coming back down. We don't want to just slam our leg, obviously. We're going to do 5 more. And 4, 3, and 2. And then our last one, and then lower down. And we're going to come up now and do some obliques before we do our legs on the other side. So you can leave your chair exactly as it is. And of course you can do this on the floor as well. With this one, you can do your hand, that's a little bit harder, or you can do your forearm. If you're going to do your forearm, you want to make sure your elbow is beneath your shoulder. We're going to do our side plank series. So for this one, as always, you can do 2 knees on the ground. You can do 1 knee, 1 foot, or you can do 2 feet. Getting set up, I'm going to get my timer started in 3, 2, and 1. So whatever you're choosing here, making sure that your waist is what's lifting your hips up. You're staying lifted out of the shoulder, you're not sunken down, and your head is staying between your shoulders. Belly button's facing forward, so you're not leaning up towards the ceiling or anything. Keep breathing here. 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. And then gently lower down. Or come to standing. I don't know why I said lower down when I just stood up. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more of oblique work on that side. So you're going to place your hands on the side. I'm going to get my timer started so I don't mess this up. Okay, now your hands on your chair, either on the sides or you can have them on the top here. Whatever's more comfortable for you and your wrists. We're going to start in a plank and then shifting it so that your feet are pointing in the same direction. Kind of staggered here. You can have your toes touching your heels. So my shoulders are trying to stay squared right now to the chair, but my lower body's twisted. And you can hold here if this is a good place for you today. Otherwise, if you want, we can pike our hips up and then lower back down. So what we're using here is our waist to pike up. And we're trying to bring that kind of bottom rib towards that same side hip. So really feeling that cinching on that one side. Turn on your inner thighs and your bum as well. For 3 more. And 2. And then the last one. And then turning your feet, coming to standing. And you can leave your chair where it is. I'm gonna move mine so that I'm still facing the camera. You can just kind of roll over for legs on the other side. All right, this way you guys see my face and not my butt as I do the rest of the workout. So we're coming back down for legs on the other side now. So again, you want to set up so that you have that space to reach your feet between the legs of the chair. Get set up in your position, so kind of scoot your hips down, draw in that belly, bottom leg is bent for support, and then we reach or raise our top leg up so that our ankle, knee, and hip are all in a nice line between hip and shoulder height. Pointing our toes, reaching in front of the chair leg, coming back, stretching between the chair legs, bending back, and then stretching behind your chair legs and back, between and in front, and between and behind. Keep reaching. And check in that your belly button is still facing forwards and hasn't started to roll up towards the ceiling. We'll finish with this last kind of series here. So whenever you're finished, you can let your leg come down. I'll give you a few seconds to catch up if you were a little bit behind me. So this next one is, again, we have our foot kind of in the center of our chair. Raise it up slightly. Internally rotate that full leg, not just your ankle. And then we arc it down, tapping that big toe down to the ground and arcing it back up. Tapping down and back up. So try to not rest your foot on your chair each time, but if you do need to, that's cool. Try to keep that thigh internally rotated as well. And your core turned on here. For 4 more. Last 2. And last 1. And then when you're finished, again, you can hit it out. So now we're going to do that inner thigh work. Same as last time, you can have your top leg resting on top of your chair, or you can bring it down in front and kind of hold on to it. I find that a little bit harder, just a little bit less stability, obviously, than just resting your leg on the chair. So we reach that bottom leg long, turn on your core again, and then use your inner thigh to lift up and inner thigh to control down. Using your breath each time as well. So that automatically helps to activate that core. And we'll do 5 more. Keep reaching that leg long. And 3. And 2. Last 1. And then lower with control. So we come to standing up for our side plank first, and then we do that twist kind of snake move. So again, choose your options if you want to do knees or feet, chair or not chair. I'm going to get my timer started in 3, 2, and 1. So making sure, obviously, shoulder is over your elbow, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, inner thighs are turned on, bums turned on. Keep breathing and think of that waist holding you up. Checking that your head is in between your shoulders. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then this is when I said lie down, but you should be standing because we're going to do that twist. So your hands on the side of your chair or on top. I like the side personally. And then get into that nice plank position where your shoulders are over your hands. And then we rotate our feet. So now you want to make sure you're rotating and doing the other side so your other waist is working. And as I said, just you can hold here, but if you want to pike your hips, you can. So square your shoulders to your chair. And then using your waist, pike your hips and lower back with control. So we're bringing, as I said before, kind of, you're shortening the distance between your ribs and your hips on that one side. For me right now, it's my left side, so I'm trying to bring my left ribs to my left hip. And I'm still squeezing my inner thighs. For 4 more. And 3. 2. And 1. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of standing work now with the chair to work on our balance and our core. So I'm turning my chair around so that I can hold on to the back just for a little bit of support here. If you're not using a chair, you just get to really work on your balance, even more so. So I'm gonna plant my foot that's closer to my chair on the ground. I move my chair slightly off to the side, just so that when I kind of reach my knee forward, I'm not gonna hit it on the side here, so it's slightly to the side. So for me, it's on my left, so my left hand's just slightly on top. My left foot's gonna be the one that's planting to the ground. Bringing my right knee up kind of to that tabletop position. And I have a little bit of give in my stabilizing leg. I'm not locking my knee back. I'm making sure I have a little bit of give. And we're gonna hinge at the hips forward, reach our other leg back, reach long, and then come forward to standing up again. Hinging at the hips, reaching long, and standing up. So you want to make sure your hips are squared to the front and squared with your shoulders. And try to just do like one finger on your chair maybe. And see if you can get better and better at using no hands. You can reach your arms long. And then come back. It's hard for me to look to the side and do this at the same time, so focus on, pick a point on the floor and stare at it. For 2 more. And our last one here. Great. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side now. So I'm just shifting my chair over now to my right side, just so again my knee doesn't hit the front. So now I'm going to use my right leg as my stabilizer. Right hand is just gently resting on the chair. Left leg comes up kind of to a tabletop position, and then hinging at the hips forward, reaching that left leg back long, and then coming up to standing. So it's really hard. You can place your other hand on your hip to try to keep squaring forwards, because I know especially that leg that's reaching back wants to start opening to the side. We want to try to stay square today. And with each one, maybe try to lift your leg higher as you reach back, or work on your balance more today and take that hand off and maybe you don't reach your leg as far. We're going to do 4 more. Make sure you're not locking that stabilizing leg. And then finishing with your last one. And lowering down. So this is where, if you have a chair with arms, you can't really do this once you do it on the floor, that's cool. If you have a chair that's big enough for you to lie on and that you don't have arms, we're gonna come onto our bellies on our chair. So you kind of need to find your center of gravity on your chair so that you can have your legs active, and then eventually we're gonna get our arms active as well. But first we're gonna start, well, first things first, you wanna draw your belly in and press your pubic bone into your chair. We're gonna start with our hands, palms on top of each other under your forehead today. Reach your legs long. And then actually we're gonna bring our heels together today. So our knees are kind of apart, our heels are together, kind of making like a diamond shape with your legs. And all you're gonna do, this is hard for me to talk and do, so keep your hands under your head, and we're gonna squeeze our bum in the backs of our legs, kind of kick the ceiling and lower down. Kick the ceiling and lower down. Keep don't be like me right now, keep your neck long and you're looking on the ground slightly in front of you. Don't look to the side like me. For 3 more, and 2, and then last one. You can take a little break here, stretch your legs before we finish up with some swimming. So, get positioned again. You might need to scoot around now because we're going to be having our arms out long. So find that center of gravity again. Your legs can be slightly turned out here if that's more comfortable for you. Draw that belly in, press your pubic bone into your chair. And we're going to hover arms and legs. Neck is long. And then hover your right arm, left leg. Lower down. Left arm, right leg, lower down. Keep hovering. And squeeze your bum to take it out of your low back and also turn on your belly. We're gonna finish here with 10 quicker ones. So we're gonna go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering everything down. And we'll do a little stretch here. All right. So coming up, we're gonna cross one ankle over the other knee. You can hold on to your chair for this. You can sit on your chair actually for this one. Or you just hold on to it. A little stretch here. I always like to move around personally, kind of find a stretch. And then switching sides, switching legs. And then we'll finish, I like to move the spine in a few different directions because that's always really good for us. So to especially stretch out those obliques that we worked, reaching one arm up and then side bending slightly over Opening up that side body. Take one more big inhale here and an exhale. And then restacking. Other side. So start with that reach through your fingers, reach through the crown of your head, and then side bend over. One more inhale here, and exhale. Since we're standing, I'm going to do a little standing cat-cow today. So feet about hip distance apart, hands on your thighs. Start with an inhale, dropping that belly down towards the mat, tailbone reaches behind you. And then exhaling, curling that tailbone down towards the mat, belly goes into your spine. We'll do once more in each direction. Keep those shoulders out of your ears.